Hello, and welcome to the December 2025 edition of Monroeville, at your service. With the holiday season in full swing, we appreciate you taking the time out to watch our show. We're delighted to have joining us today a repeat guest, but one certainly deserving of a second appearance on the show. Across from me today is our mayor. Yes, still our mayor until January 5th, 2026, Nick Gresock. Joins the show. Nick, welcome.
Thanks, Alex. Happy to be here.
I appreciate you being here again, Nick. This is a special show. We wanted to get you on for a while before you can not come. We wanted to get you before you left. So certainly, I really appreciate you taking time to be with us today.
No, it's great. Thank you.
So Nick, 8 years as mayor and 4 years on council and about 20 or so years of observing Monroeville activities. Help me understand, where did it all begin for you? What made you decide to run for council?
Well, 6 years on council. But
oh, that's
we're not
right.
counting,
yeah, because it was a part of a term and then a full term.
Well, no, I ran for a 4-year term at first.
And then the second
then
term.
ran for a second term,
Yeah.
and then halfway through the second term is when the seat was available for the mayor's position. And at the time, I was the deputy mayor, and that's why.
So someone had to be appointed then to fill the rest of your term.
Correct. And we appointed Councilman Poach, who finished the last 2 years of my term, and then he ran for a full 4-year term.
So now I'm learning
Next.
how the little local government works here. We can do 2 4-year terms, and then the term limit comes.
Correct.
So theoretically, if you do a partial term, you still have the right to run for the 2. So
Exactly.
You could be a little bit more than
So
8
you can't
years.
get 10. So Mr. Poach will have 10 years when it's all said and done, because he'll have his 2 4-year terms, and then plus the 2 years that he filled my seat for.
Excellent.
And that's happened a couple times over the years with different individuals.
Yeah, the benefit of coming from council to mayor seems kind of obvious, but what was the benefit for you doing that?
Well, initially, so it all started so you asked initially was the getting involved.
Yeah.
It was 14 years ago, and it wasn't really on my radar per se, but just being involved with the community and having a business here and just getting to know people and being involved with different business organizations, the Chamber of Commerce, and other business groups and community groups. At the time, there was an opening for the 2nd Ward council seat. That's my neighborhood. It's where I live. And there weren't many other candidates that were expressing interest. And a few people kind of mentioned this to me and said that, hey, this is available if you've ever thought about it. And I'm like, well, I've paid attention to things. And so I thought about it for some time and decided to take a run at it.
So you serve on council, and I guess the mayor would have been term limited at the time, so there was an opportunity to consider running.
Yeah, and that was kind of just a natural transition, if you would, because I was serving on council. I was named the deputy mayor at the time, and the former mayor, he was term limited out. So it was, if I was going to run, that'd be the time to run. I was the deputy mayor. I was already on council. People knew me. It was the easy transition at that point.
Your tenure has a lot of interesting things. I would think, being mayor during the time of COVID had to be a very remarkable thing to kind of go through. But even as your term on council, with the staffing in the leadership situation, and then of course the convention center. So there's just so many different things that you got to be a part of. But what was it like with COVID? You're a mayor of a pretty good sized community, and there's a lot of weird stuff going on, a lot of scary things at the time.
Yeah, there's a lot of unknowns, and we were all going through it locally and throughout the Commonwealth and even the whole country, even the world. So everybody was going through it, and we were all trying to just figure out how to do it and just going by what the best information was at the time. And we had a lot of support here locally with our 2 hospital systems, of course. So we had a lot of information with Forbes, AHN, and UPMC. They were very helpful for giving us the information that we needed. And then certainly between, it was coming from the state and the county, we were following those directions. And then the staff was really doing an amazing job with enacting all those precautions and just kind of figuring out how to navigate the whole thing.
A major developing story out of Monroeville.
Part of the convention center here will be converted into a hobby lobby.
The bottom line, there will be no more shows here after June 1st.
Leaving organizers scrambling.
Why such a critical piece of the community is being shut down and turned into a chain craft store?
There is a lot of anger, frustration, and confusion.
And then, of course, the highlight of the convention center. It was something I got to see firsthand, and I really admire you in particular. But when I think of all the other folks, Sean Logan and so many of the other players, our state representative, Mark Gresock, Brandon. I mean, so many of them came to our aid. But you were really steady with the council on the challenge of this convention center going away had to be met with that's not acceptable. And it was something. The question was never like, could that happen? It was, no, that's not going to happen. The question was, well, what are we going to do? Because we know we're going to keep the convention center open. You were right at the front of that.
Well, it helps when it's an issue that the public is behind you on.
Yeah.
It wasn't a decision where, okay, some people thought one way, others thought, like the overwhelming majority of residents, business owners, certainly staff members, council members realized, no, this is an enormous thing. It's a huge impact to our community. And so it always helps when you have a lot of people backing you and supporting you. So I was just part of a big push to make that happen. Certainly council recognized how important that was. You mentioned Representative Mark Gresock, how important he realized that was. And certainly Sean Logan, being the CEO of Visit Monroeville, he was the one that knew more than anybody how important it was and how big of an impact. And I was talking to Sean almost every day. And so him, his staff, the board that supports him, Amanda Settelmeyer, who's the chairperson of the Visit Monroeville board, everybody understood how important it was and that we had to get it done. So we were in a good position as far as pushing in that direction. And I think ultimately that's Oxford realized that, and certainly Hobby Lobby, we were really appreciative that they saw it our way as well. I don't believe they had any malintent by any means. I think they had a business opportunity, but once they realized how important the convention center was, they certainly found a way to negotiate with Oxford to make a change there.
You were very clear about that we welcome them to come because, this community is built around businesses like theirs that, attract the region to come shop, dine, and entertain here. So they did find it agreeable to have the lease severed that they had with Oxford, and then that allowed this community to buy it. And I really admire the way it came together with Visit Monroeville, running the convention center, and just how well all of the shows who, went from being canceled with no notice or little notice to signing back on and coming back stronger. It seems like some of the shows, since over the last year, have come back with great numbers, and we have full weekends going into 2026. And that's pretty exciting to see that, and it doesn't get really any more exciting than what's Monroeville facing now in the future. And you've been very aware with the sale of the Monroeville Mall. We're looking at some pretty exciting times.
It's a very exciting time. We're very lucky. The mall's been a huge part of Monroeville's history. Unfortunately, it had fallen on some more difficult times. So the fact that the world's largest retailer in Walmart is part of the push to get that redeveloped is going to be incredible for the whole property and for the community.
Now, is there a part of you that says, boy, I wish I had a third term to watch this come to fruition?
It'd be nice, but Mayor-elect Biondo, Dennis is going to do a great job, and this council is certainly going to support him and the staff. And once again, it's one of these things where it's an easy thing to get behind because it's going to be a great redevelopment. And it would be nice to be around for. I mean, I'm still going to be around for it, absolutely. But no, really looking forward to it. And we're really anxious to see what they're going to come to the table with.
And what's exciting is many people don't realize this is the hard work you put in with the rest of council in updating the comprehensive plan, doing the active transportation plan, And both of those, to a certain degree, affecting an entirely updated zoning ordinance. In 2023, before the convention center announcement, before the sale of the mall and the purchase by Cypress and Walmart, the zoning ordinance was changed. And that really is the guiding document of a lot of what we're going to see over the next year as far as plans. And I give you a lot of credit for that, because those are the kind of not so exciting things that communities have to do. There's a lot of labor to put a zoning ordinance as big as this community is, reenact it. But you guys did it right, and you were a key on that, doing the comprehensive plan update, doing the active transportation. Talk a little bit about those and what they mean to the community.
Well, those things you mentioned are just so very important to any community, and definitely for Monroeville. And people, there's things that the municipality or local government can control, and things they can't. People might think, oh, you can tell a private developer what to do, how to do what, and we can through our ordinances and through our rules and regulations, but we can't, control them too much. We can't force somebody to buy property. We can't force somebody to do a specific thing. But what we can do is lay out this groundwork and this foundational, these foundational documents for them as guidelines of what we want to see in different areas. And the zoning ordinance update was huge for that. And once again, a lot of people involved with that. I mean, the council, Paul Wielden had a tremendous amount of time and effort involved with that. Our attorney Ratcher, Bob Ratcher, had a tremendous amount of work put into that. We had a third party come in as well that helped with the update. But those are the kind of programs and those kind of documents that we really need to get, on the table. So then there are guidelines for people that are coming in, and whether it's the comprehensive plan or the active transportation plan, and it really just helps guide development. It helps guide any kind of resources we might receive in the form of grants from the state to have these type of documents in line. But no, that's definitely an accomplishment that we got done here over the past few years to help, and that's an even extension. We talk about foundational things, whether it's the documents or even all the services we provide. Those are the foundational things for a vibrant community. We can't tell what business goes into the Miracle Mile, or we can't tell who purchases this building or that, but what we can do is allow good development, provide excellent services for the residents and for the business community, and make sure they're functioning at a very high standard.
Yeah, specifically, when you redid the zoning ordinance, you allowed for the mall, who was there at the time, to redevelop itself if it chose to. Or when it came to sale, a lot of the buyers wanted to know, what does the zoning code say? And they were more willing to invest in our community because they saw a zoning code that would allow them to really recreate the space. And that's what's exciting. I mean, I'm not sure what would have happened if the zoning hadn't been changed. It probably would have been harder on any buyer to reimagine the space, because they might have had to get a zoning ordinance change as well as get a development plan approval. By doing what this community did, it pretty cleared the way. It cleared the way for it to be redeveloped the way we are seeing it potentially get redeveloped. And that's a lot, I think, credit to the council and the folks in the last 6 or whatever years it took to get to 2023 to make that happen. And now we're seeing the fruit of that. So that's a well done. And thank you for that. Have I missed anything when you look back over your service that you're pretty proud of and that it's special?
Well, it's all the things I just mentioned. It's really just kind of keeping the things that we can control, keeping them functioning at a very high level. And we've done that every year. This council's done that every year through the budget process and through your office, of making sure that the services we provide, that we're still providing them, and being receptive to businesses coming in. So we're really anxiously awaiting what's going to happen at the mall property. We're so happy to have the VA hospital, outpatient hospital, being built on the property. That's going to stay there, of course, and that they're part of our healthcare system here in Monroeville. I mentioned UPMC East. I mentioned Forbes Hospital. All three of them are growing in our community, and they have a huge presence in our community. BPMI, which is doing very well in Tech One Park, that was an exciting thing for their expansion, and they're a contractor with the U.S. government. But there's a lot of businesses here in Monroeville, a lot of neighborhoods here in Monroeville. We just really have a wonderful balance of business, commerce, residential, parks, amenities. You know, people that really aren't from around here, they know Route 22. That's all they know. They know the mall and they know Miracle Mile, and that's about it. But you drive a few streets back, and one way or the other, there's a whole lot more. And yeah, I've been proud to serve that entire region, and looking forward to 2026 and beyond.
Yeah, and I know you're not going to go away. Your commitment to the community as both a business owner, as a family invested in the community with your daughters and your wife, of course, you know, members of the community. You're certainly not going to a quiet retirement and moving to Arizona or anything. So we'll see you around, Lord willing. You know, whether that's visit Monroeville or some other opportunity to serve, certainly not going away. And I really appreciate all that you've done for this community. I don't know how much I can say it, but there's a lot that the viewers may not realize that people like you put in. And whether any of the elected officials, they're here a lot. You might just see them at meetings or see them at ribbon cuttings, but you guys put a lot of time in. And I appreciate the families that have to put up with, you know, missing nights and missing meetings. So well deserved your time that you'll have being off council, because the time on council you served well, and I'm very grateful for that, and I think many in the community are as well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the kind words, and I appreciate what you do. And there's so many people, all the employees here in Monroeville, you know, they all do an incredible job, you know, doing what we do here in Monroeville, and that's from the top all the way down. Our department heads really just can really handle their departments, really know their stuff. On all the laborers, all the employees really do a wonderful job, and we have so many dedicated people that volunteer for our different organizations and that are involved in the community. It really takes a lot of people to make a community special, and I think that's what people are doing here in Monroeville. There's a lot of people involved. I just happen to be in the mayor's seat, so I don't deserve a lot of credit. There's a lot of people that put the work in to make this a great community.
Well, thanks, Nick, and thanks for being my friend, and thank you for your time of service. I know I'll be reaching out to you a lot over the years. I'm kind of sad that we really only got 2 years together, but I really appreciate those 2 years because they've meant a lot for me personally and for Monroeville. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate your service as well.
It's my pleasure.
All right, great.
Thanks. While our conversation with Mayor Nick Gresock has concluded, his time on this edition of Monroeville at Your Service is far from over. A look back at his time of public service here in Monroeville is on the way next. Plus, I'll have a manager's minute on generosity. Back to wrap things up in just a moment. The heart of the municipality is our community, our residents, businesses, organizations, and visitors. Everything we do is rooted in our commitment to protecting, supporting, and serving people. Safety remains our top priority. We are not just reacting to situations, we are proactively making every reasonable effort to ensure that Monroeville is where people feel secure and supported.
I'd like to think that the Public Works Department, you know, our main goal is to maintain the infrastructure of this municipality, and that's what we do.
Firefighters in turnout gear can be scary, so if we show up, don't be afraid of us, don't be scared, because you can't see our face. We're breathing through an air bottle and look at you through a mask. Just for the general public, again, just the level of equipment that we've got, the capabilities that we have, and the fact that we're volunteer.
What makes National Night Out so special to me is that it's just a great opportunity to connect with the community, to get to hang out with some of the kids and just make the police presence known in the community in a good and positive way.
far as the state of the economy of Monroeville goes, it's great. Can I sit down?
But as far as plans for the Monroeville Mall, we don't know. What we do know, which is very apparent by what they have applied for with the grant, is that they plan to fully demolish the building and start from scratch and redevelop the whole site. We are very excited about what it's going to look like ultimately, and we can't wait to hear about how it's going to look. But as soon as we do, we will let everyone know.
With that said, I will leave you with one last remark. It has been an honor and privilege to serve Monroeville, and I wish the incoming council members best wishes. God bless America, God bless Monroeville, and thank you.
Everyone that throws in and makes this a special community that it is, and it's been an honor to serve as its mayor. And I'm just a small piece of the puzzle. There's so many people involved that make this town run, and it's really been an honor for me to be a part of it. And I thank you all for being a part of it and to continue to be a part of it.
The first thing that I thought of whenever I was told the theme is unity and community was hands, holding. That's how you bring a community together.
I'm super happy that we live in a place where we can have awesome things like this, and you know, the fact that it's safe and fun for the family is always great, so I'm really happy about that.
Monroeville is more than just a place. It is a community, one that we will continue to strengthen, protect, and serve together.
But I wanted to say, there's a lot of things that you can take a lot of credit for. You know, the mayor is a difficult job for us here. You're the head of government to do that. You only vote when there's a crisis or a problem to do that, which is never the easiest thing, you know, to do. But certainly, from a leadership perspective, you've done the right things. We would not have survived a number of different things had you not been the mayor, in particular the convention center and the work that we did there that happened. That was specifically, you know, we picked one place, one person, one leadership, and you did it, okay? And that impact is going to last for years. So your impact on the community is going to be great. I know you're not moving away. Business here, we're still going to get you involved in some things too. But thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back to the show. That was Deputy Mayor Eric Poach offering some thank yous and well wishes to our outgoing elected officials during the regular council meeting earlier this month. The holidays are typically a time to relax, recharge, and for many of us, reflect. When you reach the end of a chapter, it's natural to look back on the journey that was. Nick Gresock and I reflected on his time of public service in a conversation form in our first segment. Now, we'll do so in a video segment form here in segment 2. Take a look.
All right, raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Nicholas J. Gresock, do solemnly swear to defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the laws, the ordinances, and the Charter of the Municipality of Monroeville, and that I will discharge the duties of mayor with fidelity. Well, I'm laced up. Yeah, it's a hot day, but I'm here to support my police department and have law enforcement involved right now. There's a sentiment across the United States about law enforcement, and I'm here to stand with my police department and get out there for a good cause. Felt good. A little warm, but it was good. I'm going to go off the agenda for a moment and address an item that is not on the agenda, and it's regarding the recent news revolving around the Monroeville Convention Center. This is great news for Monroeville that the Monroeville Convention Center is saved. We've been working on this for several weeks now, but the main message today is that the Monroeville Convention Center is open for business.
Happy 4th of July to Monroeville Mayor Dr. Nick Gresock. Happy 4th.
It's really been amazing, the outpouring of support that we receive. It really is a huge credit to the community to rally around these individuals and really get them the help that they need. Tonight is our regular council meeting, but it is also one of the better parts of my job. Gentlemen, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. Congratulations. She's the bouncer. She's going to come back there and throw you out soon. Am I good here? Am I going to screw up? Did I screw up where I was standing? Our government asked. I knew that was going to happen, Jared.
That's okay. No worries.
Take 50. We did it. It was a little cold, but it was for a great cause. Great turnout. We're going to do it again next year. It's a true honor to be elected to this position. I couldn't have done it without the help of many people, including my family. And I really do appreciate all the kind words and the relationships that I've gained over the past 14 years. And it's been an honor to serve as its mayor. And I'm just a small piece of the puzzle. There's so many people involved that make this town run. And it's really been an honor for me to be a part of it. And I thank you all for being a part of it and to continue to be a part of it.
Wow, a lot to cover. 14 years and getting it into a segment like that. Nick certainly has been a part of this most recent history of Monroeville in a very special way. And it was great looking back to see all those special moments. Often in Monroeville at your service, I have shared how, from the perspective of a manager, I get to see so many good things from our staff and the Monroeville community. And this time of the year is no different. This is the time of the year where people consider others less blessed than they are and look to give out of gratitude to those in need. The elected officials and staff here in Monroeville are very generous, from giving to local food banks or special causes like the Special Olympics. Monroeville is always looking for ways to give back. Each year in December, I marvel at the generosity of our staff and programs like the Stuff a Truck Toy Drive, sponsored by our police, or their Shop with a Cop efforts. These acts of generosity are very evident throughout Monroeville. Through numerous charitable acts, I get to see firsthand our hospitals, community college, communities of faith, nonprofits, and private sector businesses. They're always looking for ways to meet the needs within our community. I know this applies to you as well. Our viewers and residents of Monroeville lead the way in generosity, and I'm honored to serve here as manager of your municipality. May you and yours continue in the spirit of generosity and stay safe and be blessed this holiday season and in the year to come. Thank you for watching.